Good morning. It is just before 7 a.m. here in Coron, and I'm heading down into town to grab a private boat to go explore Coron Island and some of the lakes. I booked a boat yesterday from the main public area where you go down and you negotiate prices, and there's the old market right there. And so I'm gonna go down, pick that boat up, because I've been told that there is a ton of tour groups that run out to these islands, that run out to these lakes and these beautiful locations. So I'm gonna try to beat the crowds and get out there and get a few views for myself anyway. So we'll see what happens. It's 7 o'clock, hopefully a 7:30 departure. Let's go explore Coron. Coron's right up there with El Nido as the most popular destination in Palawan, the absolute paradise of a province on the western side of the Philippines. After a 5-day trip with Tao, I only had 48 hours to explore the area, and I took up half of that time yesterday diving the Japanese warships of World War II. So, today I set out to experience some of the most iconic attractions just offshore. Very interesting setup. Coron town as a whole. It's got the town here, but then sitting out on this giant dirt, looks like a parking lot, sits the old market, and that's where we need to come to get all the food for the boat. If you get a private boat, you gotta go to the market and get all your food that you want before you get on the boat for the expedition. If you're in a group tour, they provide all the lunches at most places for you. So in order to go on a private boat, I'm gonna go over here, grab some vegetables, I think, and just a few little things, a few little snacks for the expedition. As far as boat tours go in Coron, there's a ton of different operators, and you can negotiate price right here at the market where the captains start each morning. You can jump on a group tour starting at about 20 bucks, which usually includes food and snorkel gear, but I decided to rent a private boat for the day to take my time and go where I wanted. For this option, I negotiated a price of about $50 US. Okay, and that is the public market. So I got some groceries, ready to head out to the boat, and then we're gonna head out into the waters. That was a cool experience though. It is bustling this morning. All of the different tour operators are going to get their local fish, their veg, all the stuff they need for their trips. You can just cruise around and grab whatever you want. It's pretty nice. All right, just waiting on Coast Guard now, right? You gotta wait to step by Coast Guard, then you can go, right? These are all the boys waiting to get their boats certified to go out of the sea.
Finish the Coast Guard.
Finish the Coast Guard, we're ready. Thank you. Our first goal for the day is to visit what's said to be the cleanest and clearest lake in all of Asia. A bold statement to say the least, that I had to come see for myself. There you can like see.
It's okay.
How's that? Thank you. Almost there. Wow. This is beautiful. I am not the first one here, but definitely beat the groups, and it is absolutely stunning. Unbelievable, vibrant Gatorade green. You can see right down to the bottom, jagged cliffs behind, just a few people out here snorkeling, hanging out on the dock. Oh, this is incredible. This is one of those items that when you see it firsthand is a goal complete, it's a dream come true, and this absolutely lives up to the hype, and I'm here early enough to enjoy it relatively by myself. Amazing. "9:30 and place is packed, absolutely packed. Kind of kills a little bit of the allure. Still beautiful. These little Nido fish or pencil fish swimming around everywhere. Water's still beautiful. There's just a ton of orange jackets. We're gonna move on. The next stop on our voyage is to another famous spot called the Twin Lagoons. Two absolutely breathtaking shallow saltwater lagoons that are connected by an underwater channel and narrow rock pathway. And this is Twin Lagoons. You see one side over there, one side over here. Absolutely incredible. And if you're lucky, when everybody goes off to lunch, you get the place relatively to yourself. There's not huge tour groups, and it is beautiful. One of the best aspects of choosing the private tour is that when you get hungry, you can just stop whenever and wherever you want. My boat captain recommended a quiet little place away from the groups, and we just pulled over to eat. Alright, just stopped at Atwayan Beach for lunch, and this is a quiet little spot. It looks like there's a ton of different beaches along the way. Outside the lagoons, you go past Beach 91, Smith Beach, and a few other small little beaches. And this is called Atwayan Beach. And there isn't many boats here. It's pretty calm, cool. A bunch of locals sitting under the shade. Just gonna chop up some vegetables and have some lunch. We chop up some of the vegetables I got from the market that morning, steam them quick on the onboard stovetop, grab a fresh coconut from a little vendor on the beach, and that's lunch. Delicious meal just here at the beach. Now we're gonna untie and make one more stop at Barracuda Lake if there's not a ton of people. It's the afternoon, the lunch hour is the best time to visit some of these places, what the guys were saying. But now we're gonna go check it out. Barracuda Lake, one more stop on this little expedition. Barracuda Lake, I'm told, is normally the least crowded of the three stops. Most groups skip this spot because to experience its true uniqueness, you really need to scuba dive. It's actually a brackish lake, which means it's a mix of salt and fresh water. I'm told that until you reach about 14 meters down, it's a cool, clear, fresh water. And then after that, it turns into a warm salt water. Unfortunately, I was pressed for time, so I just explored the incredible underwater rock formations and met the little creatures who call this lake home. But despite the name, I didn't spot any barracudas. Okay. No barracudas to be seen yet, but I mean, beautiful lake. Very beautiful. Stones all around. That is very nice. Just made it back into Coron town. That was a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful. Now I'm back just in time to try to hike up to the peak to watch sunset. Back on dry land, I rush up the 700 plus steps to Mount Tapias for sunset and to get a nice view of town from above. Trying to make it up to the Coron sign in time. There's a huge crowd, tons of vans just coming off the boat, trying to make it up to that sign. Getting closer. I can't but sweat. Almost there. I made it. Felt like a sprint. Made it. It's a Christ statue.
Ice candy, buko salad, free picture. Matubawir ang halip yan.
Ice candy? What you have? Oh, pick a good one. It's like a milky fruit popsicle. Delicious. The sunset. Alright, after this beautiful sunset, it's time to go one more stop for the day. I'm a little sweaty, tastes like salt, but one more stop, something relaxing. We're gonna go to the hot springs. Hot springs. Let's go. Oh, thank you. Alright, they let me in just in time. Said it was closed. They let me in. There's some people partying here. McQuinnett is one of the very few saltwater hot springs in the world. It's a 30-minute tricycle ride from the town proper of Coron along a rough and curvy road. It's said that the water gets heated by a volcano and springs up into the two-tiered pool, all surrounded by a cool wooded area, dotted with picnic tables and some relaxing mood lighting. The water's pretty hot, so coming at night when it's a little cooler outside was a good choice. I'm just glad I was able to sneak in last minute, and it was a great spot to finish a perfect day here in Coron. Alright, that is it from my long day, amazing day here in Coron. Got to see some of the lagoons, got to do some swimming, got to see a sunset. It's beautiful. And finish it all off at the hot spring. Couldn't ask for a better day. So I hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a like, leave a comment. See you next week. Not very many people, not nearly as many people as the first leg. Kayagan? Say again? Kayangan. Kayangan. This is Instagram. This is reality. I feel weird because it's a beautiful lake. There's a ton of people there. And I love the innocence, and especially the Filipino travelers who are just so happy there and just kicking around in their orange jumpsuits, jump vests, swim vest, safety vest, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the innocence. I am definitely tainted. I want things all to myself. I want seclusion. I want the unknown, and sometimes you just have to stop and appreciate something for what it is. Hopefully it doesn't have any long-lasting damage on the environment and all those other things, but just appreciate the moment. So sometimes that's difficult, and I gotta remind myself.